If you've ever uploaded digital products and felt like nothing happens, no views, no downloads, no sales, then this video is for you because Creative Fabrica can be a gold mine, but only if you use it the right way. Today, I'm going to show you my top 5 Creative Fabrica hacks that boost sales, my exact product strategy, what I upload and why, how to use Creative Fabrica for KDP interiors safely without getting flagged, and also how I turn one download into a unique product I can actually sell. So if you want to build a Creative Fabrica store that brings in consistent passive income, let's get to it. Hello, I'm Nora, and I've been using Creative Fabrica for years, not just as a seller, but also as a customer for print on demand and Amazon KDP projects. I'll keep this video very practical and beginner friendly, and I'll show you the exact mindset you need to succeed here. Now, first of all, let's talk about my top 5 Creative Fabrica sales hacks. Hack number one is using trending topics, the buyer demand shortcut, I'd like to call it. And hack number one is really simple. So it's basically use trending topics like a cheat code. Creative Fabrica literally tells you what buyers are searching for just by paying attention. So here's how to use them. 3 steps. Step one, I open Creative Fabrica and I look for what's trending. Step two, I connect it to season and upcoming events. And step three, I design ahead of time because the sellers who make the most money aren't reacting late. They're posting products before the demand hits. So, as an example, if Valentine's Day is coming, don't upload on February 10th, upload in January because buyers start searching early. And one thing I do every single month, I plan around events, holidays, and seasonal trends because those are predictable spikes. Now, let's get to hack number two, which is bundles. And if you only sell single items, you're basically doing extra work for small payouts. Bundles help you do 3 things. Number one, they increase your average order value. Number two, they get more favorites and downloads. And number three, they get featured more often because bundles look more valuable. And here's what makes a bundle irresistible. The designs that match, they have the same style, the same theme. It's clear about what is included and it has a strong discount compared to buying separately. And if your bundle is genuinely good, you increase your chances of being shared in Creative Fabrica emails, their socials, or even being noticed in the community, which will give your product a really big boost. Hack number three is your portfolio is your storefront. So, hack number three is really simple. Make your store look like a brand, not a random folder, because buyers are very emotional. They click on what looks organized, professional, and easy. So, here's my quick checklist that you can also download as a PDF file linked in the description box below. So, let's get to the checklist. Store banner needs to look clean. The profile image matches the branding. The product covers look consistent. The titles are easy to understand and the bundles and collections are grouped neatly. And your product cover matters more than people think. So your cover is not a decoration, it's basically a sales page thumbnail. So if the cover doesn't, make them stop scrolling, the product won't sell even if it's amazing. Now let's get to hack number four, community engagement. Creative Fabrica isn't only a marketplace, it's actually a community, and the algorithm pays attention to activity. So, this is what I do. I leave comments on posts, I share helpful tips, post updates when I launch something new, and I connect with other sellers. It helps with 3 things. It helps with one, exposure, two, collaboration opportunities, and three, learning what buyers are asking for right now. So if you're serious about selling, join the community areas and seller discussions as well. And you will learn things that people actually charge for. Hack number 5 is promotions and urgencies because this is what is going to cause sales spikes. Sales love urgency. So you can do a flash sale, a seasonal discount, a weekend only bundle offer, and a new launch promo. So here's the key. Don't discount randomly, discount with a reason. You need to have a reason behind what you're doing, an intention. For example, a back to school week discount, a Valentine's Day bundle launch sale, and a new release 48-hour discount. And whenever you do a promo, post about it. Don't assume people will magically find you and find the discount. So let's talk about how I use Creative Fabrica for KDP interiors safely. So before we get started, here's a really important warning to help you protect the account. So I need to say something very clearly. Do not download a Creative Fabrica interior, upload it directly to Amazon KDP because it's not unique and it can get flagged as a duplicate content. And worst case scenario, can actually risk your KDP account. So here's the right strategy instead: download, edit, add value, transform, and then publish. Let me know how you go and let me show you exactly how. So I'm going to talk about the methods and strategies that I follow. Starting with method number one, you already have a keyword. So this is more of a focus search. So if you already found a profitable keyword, do this. Open Creative Fabrica, paste the keyword, look for interiors in that niche, and download options that have editable files. And this method is fast because you're not browsing blindly. You are actually already have a target and you're working towards it. So, what files should you look for? So, when you download a product, it might include a PDF, PNG, GPG pages, PowerPoint, InDesign, and sometimes Canva compatible layouts, as in a Canva template. So the goal is simple. I want a file I can edit quickly, and in my case, that is a Canva template. So you need to also make it unique. And here's the process, steps by step. And here's the exact process I followed. Step one is review the interior like a critic. I open the PDF and I ask these questions: what looks generic? What fonts are overused? What pages are weak? And what can I add to make this better than the competitors? Step two is to upload to Canva. And I upload the same PDF into Canva. If it doesn't have a Canva template, I just take that PDF, I upload it to Canva, I edit it like my own. So I do transformations like I change the fonts, I change the headings, I add borders and spacing, I insert new prompts, I replace the repeatable layouts, and I add new sections. And I also remove filler pages. Step three is to add value pages. And this is exactly how you stand out. And this is where most people fail. They edit by changing a font and they think the product now is unique. And that's not enough. I add value pages that match the niche. For example, if I'm dealing with an abundance mindset journal, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in a how to use page. I'm going to add in daily affirmations page. I'll add in a habit tracker, visualization prompts, reflection worksheets, quotes page that are non copyrighted, and a vision board page. And that is the part that makes the buyers feel this is not just a journal, it's a system and it adds value. Also, just before we, dive in, I just wanted to talk a little bit about printing. So when publishing on KDP, I keep mine black and white because it reduces the printing cost. So I avoid adding colorful elements inside because if it prints in grayscale, the buyers might feel disappointed. So I use images. And if I do use images, I either use a simple black and white line graphics or convert to grayscale. So with that being said, let's talk about my hidden research method. How do we find new niches using Creative Fabrica? And here's the mistake most people make. Most people sort by popular, and this is the fastest way to walk into saturation because popular interiors, they're popular for a reason. Thousands of people have already downloaded them. So here's what I do instead. I go to graphics and then I go to KDP interiors. I change sorting to latest. And now I'm seeing newer uploads, often newer niche ideas as well, and less saturation. So what do I do with the latest? So I go ahead, I open a few interiors that are new or unfamiliar, and then I research the keyword. And this is how you find niches that you would have never thought about. You'll see things like hobby logbooks, niche trackers, uncommon journal categories, and specialty communities that you probably haven't heard of. And then you can validate it if it's profitable or not using your keyword tools and the full Chrome extensions that we talked about here on the channel. And if you want me to turn this into a full series, if you want, I can turn this into a step-by-step series like setting up your Creative Fabrica store correctly, what to upload first, beginner product plan, how to design covers that sell, my weekly upload workflow, and how I promote using Pinterest and Instagram. Just comment below Creative Fabrica Series and tell me what level you're on. Are you a beginner? Are you intermediate? Or are you already selling? Creative Fabrica is a gold mine, but only if you treat it like a business. If it follows trends, bundle smart, design a clean portfolio, and start to engage with the community and promote with urgency. And most importantly, make products unique and valuable. Subscribe if you want more step-by-step tutorials, income updates, passive income strategies. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and have a great day. All the best.